Good morning, a little bit good afternoon. Today's Tuesday, October 17, 2017, and we're doing the morning business headline commentary. Looking at the headlines right now, seems like the progress in the Middle East war is coming to a near conclusion. As you know, incredibly, um, ISIS was fighting like three fronts for so long. The Eastern Front with the Iraqi forces, and the Western Front against the incumbent president of Syria, and the Northern Front from the air forces from the Turkey U.S. side. Yeah, pretty quite incredibly, that was like able to withstand three fronts for so long. All right, so it shows the bank earnings are coming forth with moderate increases, where other traditional sides of the business were making gains in the business. Goldman Sachs was able to surprise a bit, even though the trading is down due to increased regulations that regulated away a lot of the cheating mechanisms. Um, Also, just a few moments ago, the Dow Jones was able to bypass 23,000. So naturally, you will see this translate into the Asian markets, such as heng seng, where it's trying to approach 30,000. George Soros, the famous hedge fund guy that made the big gains betting against the sterling, British pound, is donating 18 billions to his own foundation. Okay, that seems nice. A bit of a tax shelter as well. So Uber again in the news, with all this good and bad news, is trying to get an investment with SoftBank. After the 60 Minutes Washington Post investigation piece for their super journalism, it shows that the person in question being picked for the czar withdrew his name. I don't think that's the end of his troubles after what's revealed. So that we'll continue to see if there's any prosecution of the vertical industries and also the people that came to become puppets for drug companies. John McCain, the Maverick, got out of the war. That's pretty good. Okay, there's a new fracking techniques now that allow you to drill sideways. So that provided like a transitional technology where they retire the old rigs and produce more like output from these fracking techniques. So you see a lot of these healthcare insurance company exiting the Affordable Care Act or Obamacare due to super high increasing premiums. That remains to be, have to dealt with the bipartisan solution. So Brexit has been having some trouble with talking about what the terms to maintain while they exit from the European Union, things like that, and also like financial companies moving away from London to even Frankfurt, Germany. So a lot of things are dynamically happening with the Brexit, with some stalling and some non-negotiation terms are happening. North Korea is linked to suspected in Taiwan bank cyber heist. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there's a Wi-Fi vulnerability that's been discovered at the third step of the verification and authentication, where you can have multiple, can be hacked to do it multiple times. So when they do it multiple times, you can, basically abuse that multiple times verification step. All right, let's go see the market's behavior. Crude oil capitulating around this area again, 251, due to hurricanes and developments, geopolitical developments. Gold dropping $17 to 1286. Euro at 117, yen 1112, 112. So Hang Seng's relaxing a bit as it approaches 30,000, which can near it a little bit after today because of the behavior of the Dow Jones. All right, so you see it. Let's look at other headlines. There's a competition with Airbus and Boeing. Airbus has always been a little bit more advanced in their airplane designs, but this is beyond their traditional competition on airplane designs. Well, the traditional competition they have with the airplane design is the advanced composite usage, where Boeing is a little bit behind on the advanced designs on using advanced composites, while Airbus is more efficient in using advanced composites. Dow Jones hits 23,000. Netflix is doing pretty well. As a transition from actually sending you DVDs, now they're just sending it over the internet. I mean, there's some cracks in the armor as well, because a lot of these content companies are like refusing to license it on Netflix now. So Netflix have to make their own content a little bit now. So there's a competition that's heating up for Amazon's XQ2 selection. For me, there's a lot of cities offering big incentives, but the city is just like crap. You have to go there yourself. It's just like a dump. Some of these cities is offering a lot of good deals. For me personally, I would consider going to a little bit Long Island, just outside New York City, like places like Manhasset or Great Neck. Little quiet, prestigious towns with a lot of smart people living there, where access to parking is easy, and you can build California-style campuses. I mean, those places like Manhasset and Great Neck, and it's just outside the New York City, so it's accessible to New York City, but outside of the city without the messy traffic. So that's my opinion about like the ideal HQ2 city selection. All right. GM is going to test self-driving cars in New York City. The headline sounds good, but in practice, you have so many dynamic details that you never know. Because for one thing, these cars it's not driven by a driver, other cars would be trying to hit that car because there's no drivers inside. And since they program to follow the traffic laws to the T, the trip will be taking much longer than if you have like a real driver that know how to dynamically be aggressive and non-aggressive in just making the trip faster. So a lot of aspects of like real world driving can't be really programming yet into self-driving cars, because you're not allowed to, for example, you cannot program your self-driving car to be aggressive when the passenger need to be in a hurry. So there's no thing like that, because you're breaking obviously the regulators, catching regulators punishment if you become aggressive in your programming. So that's that. Alright, today's Tuesday, October 17, 2017. Something to note, more recently, I made a commentary about car companies need to include EVs and hybrids in their lineup to survive in the near future. And on the same day on my commentary, there was rapid response by Ford Motor Company announcing that they will be shifting their resources and future resources into big trucks and big cars and also EVs and hybrids. That's within hours of my commentary. Something I'll note as well, like India's Modi went for a big hug on Amazon after I featured Amazon in my feature videos listed below. That happened last year. I have Indian followers and Chinese business followers. My savvy Chinese business follower decided to go buy out Germany's robotics firm that builds supercars. After I featured these supercar videos with these robotic arms, which some of them are listed below. And also more recently, the company called Funimation that owns Dragon Ball, the cartoon. They became a takeover target after I featured Goku and Gohan of Dragon Ball in my eating cooking demo videos, which is listed below as well. Also, I've been spending some resources to create a private email group suggested by my followers, where I go into further recommendation of companies, more analysis, and actionable commentaries that my savvy business followers would love to hear about. Alright, so if you're interested in that, you can email me at ourcooldude@gmail.com, which is listed below as well. Alright, today's Tuesday, October 17, 2017, and we're doing the morning business headline commentary. Happy trading, everybody.